Special note on Zimbabweans transitioning from ZEP to General Work Visa, points-based system. The Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Leon Schreiber, has granted a significant waiver for Zimbabwe Exemption Permit holders applying for General Work Visas in South Africa. As of August 2024, a new directive has been issued, temporarily waiving certain requirements that typically apply to these visa applications. What's new? Under the new Immigration Circular No. 7 of 2024, ZEP holders are no longer required to submit a letter from the Department of Employment and Labor or have their qualifications evaluated by the South African Qualifications Authority when applying for a General Work Visa. This waiver is intended to streamline the application process for those holding valid ZEPs, making it easier for them to secure work visas and continue their stay in South Africa. Who is affected? This waiver specifically applies to individuals who hold a valid Zimbabwe Exemption Permit and are seeking to apply for a General Work Visa. It covers all relevant visa applications submitted to the Department of Home Affairs before, on, or after the date of the circular's issuance. Why this matters? The waiver is a crucial development for ZEP holders as it removes some of the bureaucratic hurdles typically associated with obtaining a work visa. By simplifying the process, the South African government aims to support the continued employment of ZEP holders within the country. The South African Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Leon Schreiber, has implemented significant changes to facilitate the transition of Zimbabwe Exemption Permit holders to General Work Visas. Here are the key details regarding these changes. Waiver of Requirements 1. Removal of key documentation. As of August 6, 2024, ZEP holders applying for a General Work Visa are no longer required to submit a recommendation letter from the Department of Employment and Labor, also known as a labor certificate, proof of qualifications evaluated by the South African Qualifications Authority. Impact on application process. This waiver aims to streamline the application process, which previously involved lengthy bureaucratic hurdles that could delay applications by up to 28 weeks. The removal of these requirements is expected to significantly reduce processing times and ease the transition for ZEP holders. How does the points system affect this General Work Visa specific to ZEP holders? The minister has made special provision around ZEP holders where they won't meet the points threshold, and to this end, he has announced via Ministerial Directive No. 10 of 2024, implementation of points-based system wherein in point 8, he directs his staff, officials area advised that the points-based system is not applicable to holders of Zimbabwe Exemption Permits who have applied, or who are applying for, mainstream critical skills work visa or general work visas. Such applications will continue to be processed in line with the terms and conditions of the special dispensation. Applicability and future steps. Who is affected? The waiver applies to all ZEP holders who wish to apply for GWVs, including those with pending applications submitted before or after the issuance of Circular No. 7 of 2024. Continued requirements. While some documentation requirements have been waived, all other standard requirements for a General Work Visa remain in effect. ZEP holders must still meet these criteria to qualify for the visa. Encouragement for ZEP holders. ZEP holders interested in this new provision are advised to seek professional immigration advice to navigate the application process effectively. The minister's decision reflects an effort to support the continued legal employment of ZEP holders in South Africa, acknowledging their contributions to various sectors, particularly hospitality. This policy shift is seen as a positive step towards addressing the challenges faced by ZEP holders and facilitating their integration into the South African workforce. Special note with some critical points to be aware of. The ZEP waiver for General Work Visa applications issued signed by current minister on August 6, 2024 is not a blanket waiver. ZEP applicants still need to individually apply for DOL, and if applicable SACA to be waived and receive the said waiver outcome before they can submit a General Work Visa. This is an excerpt from a response on the topic received from DHA. The waiver referred to is not and was never intended to be regarded as a blanket waiver. In the case of a blanket waiver, it is clearly indicated as such in the subject line. The purpose of the circular, as can be seen from the contents of the attachment, was to correct the thousands of waivers already signed by the previous minister, in which only one of the prescribed requirements was waiver, resulting in potential mass rejection of general work visa applications by ZEP holders. Another reason for the directive was for minister to show leniency towards the 178,000, mostly illiterate and unqualified, ZEP holders who have been allowed to reside and work in South Africa since prior to 2010. It is also a mechanism to attempt to address the court's sympathetic stance towards the plight of ZEP holders, and to at least mitigate the reasons advanced by the Helen Suzman Foundations why ZEP holders should be allowed to continue to live and work in South Africa. As already indicated, the directive is not a blanket waiver, and ZEP holders who are interested in applying for a general work visa are required to individually apply for a waiver. Should a general work visa application be submitted without a waiver letter, such application will be rejected by the Departmental Advisory Committee. There has not been many such rejections so far, but there has been some.